Alright, this is one of those old school jet metal cutting saws, and it needs some loving to it. The motor, as you can see here, this is a tensioner, but it's already all bottomed out. And then this here has a switch. Basically it's like a bracket, and when it comes down, once it's done cutting, it'll hit the toggle and it'll shut it off. So, and it doesn't have one. I was just trying out with I think this is a 1/4 inch bolt. So what I'm going to end up doing is I'm going to end up taking one of these little brackets here, bend it and mount it so this way when it comes down it'll hit that switch. And I gotta put the cover back on here. And then I'm gonna have to fabricate this guard here because it's broken, which I'll show you right now. As you can see, this is all snapped off. So what I'm gonna have to do is either weld it on or make a new piece. So once I get that far, I'll actually decide on exactly what I want to do with that part of it. But as you can see, the saw blade cut all into the guard, so worst case scenario, I could try to order a new one, but I think that's going to be hard to find. And then with the vise, as you can see, they tacked this all in, and it kind of tears up your hand. So I'm going to be taking these out and then probably do another makeshift crank handle on here, so this way it'll be much easier. Also, the tensioner on here is kind of messed up, and I'm hoping that it has something to do with that motor since it has a play to it. So I'm hoping that's gonna help. Otherwise, I'm gonna have to dig into it just a little bit more. Also, I don't know if you're able to see, but you have these two bolts here. Originally, this bolt here was actually almost out, like literally, which was causing this to flap against the pulleys. So I've been adjusting those to give it more of a center balance and everything, because it was pulled way down this way here. So we'll probably mess around with that a little bit more too. And this motor's back as far as it's able to go, so I'm going to probably loosen these up and then hold the motor back and then retighten those down, so this way I can keep getting a nice strong tension on this belt. Might have to use 2 wrenches back there. Let's grab another 12 millimeter. 13, 12. So I'll start working on this. Mess around with this a little bit and get this out, loosened up. Yeah, it's not very tight at all, that's for sure. I'm barely even doing no torque, so I'm assuming that was the problem. That's what I'm trying to get to. I'll find out, only. Oh yeah, just come down too. All right, keep loosening this up a little bit. Make sure everything's all good. Yep, that's one part of the problem. tighten that down. I'll probably find something to wedge in here to keep it in place so I can tighten it down. But definitely it's gonna have to be adjusted, and maybe the pulley might have to be adjusted too. There we go. Now, she's almost there. Right about right there is where she's gonna want to go. What is these vice grips? That one's set. Just in case if I need two of them. Alright. Let's do this again. Oh. Eyeballing it first. Piece of splatter. Yeah. I think I might have to come up just a little bit more. Let's see here. No, actually it's pretty close. Alright. I'll tighten them down and see where we're at. Alright. I got this all even. I took the ruler and everything looks pretty much now straight. Definitely the motor, because before the motor, or this pulley here is kind of cockeyed because the motor was shifted, but I can still loosen up the set screw after I put the belt on and just kind of move this in or out and make an adjustment. But right now everything's nice and straight, and that's what we want. So I'm going to put the belt on and see what it looks like, and if that all looks good, then we'll move on to the next part of this fun project. Yeah, I'm not exactly a mechanic of any sorts. I'm more of a part replacer, so I'm gonna have to loosen this up more. Get around the pulley. There we go. Let's see what that looks like. Obviously it's still loose, but yeah. Now it looks straighter. So now I'm going to have to adjust the motor to make sure everything stays nice and tight back. So, alright. I'll mess around with that. Ever since I adjusted the motor, now this is back where it's supposed to kind of be. So I still got more tension going on. I can add more tension on here. Just got to pull the motor back, which I just want just a little bit more. That's good, but I want it a little bit tighter. So I'm gonna push that back a little bit, just a little bit more. There we go. Oh yeah, much better. Let's do it the easier way. A little bit more. Yeah, that's pretty much where I want it. I'm gonna plug it in and just start it up and just make sure that that doesn't fall off. At least I don't have to weld on a nut. This is why you don't do anything major until when you start working on something, but at least have a game plan. And like everything, game plans always change. So let's see how this works. Oh, much better. Look at that. And it's quieter. I don't have any footage of what it sounded like, but it sounded real rough. Belt looks good. So yeah, all right. Now I'll probably move on to that bracket, which will be an interesting one to do. But it is what it is. Yep, so. Let's see if you can get a better view. Everything's all nice. Okay, now regarding this bracket, this is pretty easy. I just had to open up this hole a little bit. Basically, that's gonna go in there. I'm gonna mark it. Once I have the bolt in, I'm gonna mark it and then bend it this way and then tweak it. And I'm definitely gonna have to cut off a little bit too, but it should work. So let's go drill this out. The joys, the joys. Oh, yeah. Of course, I grabbed a 1/4 inch one right off the bat. We'll go with a 5/16. Bolt. Oh, yeah. Oh, I'll put this in. Start marking it. I'm sure if I was able to find a switch like this, it's not that expensive, but sometimes the choice is just making the shit yourself. Alright. There. It's bent in. Probably cut. We'll cut right above this hole right here. Oh, let's get that all set. This sway bench or table, it's pretty decent, but they wanted a lot of money for a foot pedal. So I got a foot pedal off of Amazon for like a lot cheaper than what they wanted. So I'll cut this down real quick. Stir it. All right, so I'm gonna mount this back on. Actually, I'm gonna make the bend here. We're bending it in that way, so let me get set up for that. And also, actually, this way. Alright, I'm gonna bend that real quick. I know, it's a carpenter's hammer. I don't want to bend it too much because we're gonna have to adjust it. I'm gonna probably have to make another bend in it too. But let's just see. Oh, I'm actually pretty close. Plug. Alright, I'm gonna put this back in real quick, not bore you with that, and then we'll go from there. Alright, I have it on loosely. Let's just see. Clear, clear. Gonna have to bend this down just a little bit. It almost has it, but not quite. So I'll take this back off and bend that just a little bit. So bend down. I might be going the wrong way. Let me put this back on. All right, I think this is gonna work. It's coming down, coming down. Yep, that'll work. I'm gonna put a lock washer on this and then try it out. Try it one more time to make sure it's all good. All right, since the switch is all working, obviously I gotta order the bearings, as I already said. I'm gonna work on this here. I figure I gotta cut the tacks off. Luckily, this clamp handle here has a set screw, so I'm gonna pop that off, make it easier to work with. Put it in a vise and just knock off those tacks and pull these bolts out. And I might just do something similar like this, which that'll work. I'll just get like longer ones, or longer bolts I should say. This way I can just kind of turn it